Hi, my name's Annika, and I run a podcast called Rock Island Line. And this video is intended for folks who live at Century Woods. I'm the person who passed out those little surveys that have probably created a little confusion and concern. And so just wanted to jump on because I have no way of actually getting in touch with or connecting with most people who live in Century Woods. I basically put that out there because Millenia, the company that owns Century Woods, was suspended and debarred from new operations under HUD, like low income housing and Section 8. I might get some of this wrong, but they're in trouble basically for mismanaging security deposits, mismanaging money. And over the years, being a Rock Islander, I'd heard residents before complain about the conditions of apartments or not understanding their billing, that kind of thing. So I just started looking into it, but I don't actually work for anyone. I'm not an attorney. I don't, I just am a person who lives in Rock Island that deeply believes that if you live in Century Woods, you have the right to safe and clean and healthy housing. And so I was there yesterday interviewing some people. I have not gotten all those interviews together and organized because I would like to do this in the most responsible way possible, and I'm not even sure what that is. So looking for feedback and comment. But anyway, two things. One, low-income housing, Century Woods housing is a vital component of our community. Having, affordable housing for people is so important. And many of the people that I've talked to who live at Century Woods enjoy, appreciate, like their housing, and they don't want to lose it. And so just want to say that while there are issues there, many people are okay with the housing, and they don't want to do anything that would jeopardize safe, affordable housing in Rock Island, or jeopardize their housing situation. So that's number one. But then number two, while I always want to talk about the positives of Rock Island and things that are going well, if something comes up and it is a problem, there's nothing wrong with wanting to improve things, with wanting things to be better, with wanting the quality to be better. And so when I was there yesterday talking to people, there are real issues with how rents are collected, security deposits, people not finding out what they owe until later, and then they have big balances, but also issues with mold, with concerns about safety, cameras not working on the property, a lot of folks who don't live there being able to come in. Many residents told me they feel very safe around their neighbors there, but people come from off property, so there are just issues. And it sounds like residents have had a really hard time getting responses because the property is privately owned. In some ways, the city is limited with what it can do. And so, I just kind of stumbled into this, but here's my idea. One, trying to get residents together. I'm so happy to be there. I think other city officials could show up, or caring community partners, so that residents can sit down and kind of outline what concerns there are, put them down in writing, organize in that way. And then two, whatever happens with this property, whether it's bought by another developer or a more creative idea, that residents are a part of whatever happens. That whatever is going to happen there, if the community that lives there is not involved, it will fail again. And so those are the two things I think are really important. And I am very happy to organize something or to support someone who's organizing something. But I think a next step would be getting residents together. I would also just like some feedback from residents of Century Woods. I have some footage of the apartments, some of the issues, but I want to be very respectful of people's feelings about, I know a lot of people really like living in Century Woods, and it's an important place in our community. And just as I'm going to put information out there, just being respectful. So I'm very open to feedback about that too, hosting conversations, having conversations. But please connect with Rock Island Line. You can send me a message through like a social media platform. You can email me at Annika@rockislandline.com, and that's ANNIKA. You can call me at 309-235-8767. So I'm more than happy to help like folks organize this and hopefully draw attention to the issues, because you are a loved part of our community, and it is okay to want your living conditions to be better. I talk to a lot of people who are just afraid that if they spoke up, maybe there'd be a problem, or but I think there are enough people in Rock Island who care about you and your families, to hopefully take this situation and hopefully make things better.